Okay. I'm ready to believe, because this is my Undying is your witch doctor. Okay, I love him. He's like my second most played hero. I want him to be good. I'm stealing all of your lines here, but I can't get behind it. Every time I see him in my games, it's the same thing. Most of the pro games we've seen him in, it's felt like he's fallen flat. If FlyToMoon have figured it out, it's really the ultimate to me. The ultimate just doesn't seem to synergize with a position 5.
Well, they can't figure out the ultimate either. And mind you, Witch Doctor's become great now in terms of like the way the meta's gone and how fast you can play. Yes. Witch Doctor ends up being an amazing hero. Maybe Undying can too.
Maybe.
Maybe more teams just need to believe.
I want to say that there's a little bit of untapped potential with him on the 3. Like if you get farm on him, he has a good start, and you're like dominating in the laning phase. The ultimate makes you super scary, and you can actually punch people. But you have that time-old issue of everybody just runs away from you.
Or how do you get farm?
Well, you gotta punch him zombie style. You know, I mean,
pretty slow farmer.
He is a slow farmer. Yeah,
bit of an issue. You know,
I miss the old ultimate. That's every time I see Undying now. That's all I can think of. Man, I miss that AOE Orchid effect. That was a really cool way to make this hero.
Damage amp was sick, and then
useful.
I thought the percent-based degrade was good too. Yeah, I wish that one stuck around.
I liked that. I felt like I didn't even really get to know Yi. You know, it was removed before.
It was fast.
We got to see it in action.
If you guys haven't watched Undying lately, I'm just going to straight up read it now. So now Undying transforms into Horrifying Flesh Golem, gains a percentage increase to his strength, and imbues attacks with a slow and damage over time. Zombies do double damage to enemies affected by Flesh Golem's attacks. So when you drop the tombstone, ideally you're ulting, punching people, trying to stack up that damage. The slow scales from 40 to 45 to 50% across the 3 levels. The damage goes from 25 to 45. And the multiplier on your strength is from 40, 50 to 60%. So ideally, you're trying to stack all your strength. Like, you can see how this could be good, right? Stacking all the strength up, getting the zombie damage talents, right?
Yep.
I assume adding the plus 25 and then doubling that sounds like it's probably kind of good.
I mean, the potential's there. I totally agree on paper. I haven't seen it in many guys. I haven't cast a FlyToMoon game where they've made the Undying look good. So I'm excited to be proven wrong here.
Yeah, I agree.
They very much needed
to see the guy.
They needed that Kunkka though. Great follow up with the Shadow Demon, but that's the drawback to the Shadow Demon Undying. Queen of Pain, Spectre, not a lot of stuns, not a lot of control. You do have a lot of slows, which is nice, but you needed somebody like this Kunkka to hold it all together. And now, what do NIP want to round out this draft?
It also maybe dissuades them a little bit from the Meepo, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You always got to be thinking Meepo versus these guys.
You're right. You're totally right.
Don't want to get hit with that. The Monkey King looked really good for NIP yesterday, right? That was when they 2-0'd Empire. But they'll go back for the Enigma. I guess I hadn't really looked at their other lanes.
So,
they could have done DK off lane instead. But
mid DK then. And a Saberlight Enigma. Well, great team fight for NIP. Certainly an improvement there. Love Grimstroke with Ricky as well. Inkswell on top of the little satyr there. Pretty good.
Good to get the percent-based damage, too, versus the Kunkka and the Spectre. But, man, if that Spectre gets hit by boat, she's still going to be so tanky. Bit of a terrifying thought there. What about black hole cancels? We don't have anything, and we don't even really have building into anything. The best thing will be Abyssal Spectre, you know?
Yeah, a pretty good Enigma pick, I would say.
Oh, we had that bug apparently where they couldn't see the last pick.
Oh,
There's this bug happening where the enemy team can't see the 10th pick.
10 seconds remaining.
That's
I don't know.
So obnoxious.
Weird. Yeah.
Just like, hey, you guys want to be good sports and just tell us what you picked there? We'd really like to consider our lanes.
I feel like I haven't seen a good Ricky game in ages. I mean, that's mostly just my own casting, just not getting fortunate enough to, I suppose.
But you're kind of right. Like the pub style games where you see Ricky's just snowball and take over. In pro games, we have not seen that happen at all. And when you don't let Ricky get that early momentum, you realize that he doesn't really farm that fast, like compared to how he used to, because now the ultimate is what gives you all that damage. So you don't have broken right clicks from level 1 anymore. And he kind of feels PL-esque in the sense of he doesn't do anything till he has defusal. And we've seen some of these games where it's 16 minutes, Ricky's just desperately trying to farm the defusal while the other team is abusing the amount of space that they have because Ricky can't pressure it all. And it's just a hard timing. It feels like we haven't really seen many teams figure out the right way to min-max that. Because Ricky without kills before defusal also just feels too slow, but you're stuck in that chicken to the egg. I can't kill anybody without my first item. My first item comes a little too slow.
This is a sick Spectre game, though. Taking that into, like, K, Grimstroke, and Earthshaker. Like, Era... Man, your game just gets so much harder. Like, it's so frustrating playing Earthshaker versus Spectre.
Yeah. Any of those big globals, like Zeus, can be similar category.
Have fun, says V-Tune.
Okay. No idea what to expect in this one. I think I like the NIP draft better in a vacuum. After seeing game one, I can't help but favor FTM just a little bit because they were all on the same page and NIP looked a bit out of sorts. Very excited to see Undying Spectre. Like, a big part of me feels like, is the Undying enough sustain? Like, Spectre Witch Doctor, we saw how good that was yesterday. This Witch Doctor mitigated all of the pressure. Spectre was able to completely recover. It was an amazing lane. Can Undying do anything like that? You got one Soul Rip. You can put pressure on with Decay, but
this is always one of Fly's jam. This is what he does.
Okay, so this is just a player who knows this hero well enough that he can make it work.
Yes.
All right.
He is certified obsessed.
Well, I'm ready to take some notes here. I got my tablet. I got my Apple Pencil. I'm ready to take some tips home.
Oh, that's good. Now they can take a look at them, too. Let's all Fly zoning them out here.
Maybe this is blog worthy, Trent. How to play Undying in 2020. And always want a Fly story.
Analyzes every micro movement. I mean, look at this zoning back. Look how far gone they are. Look at those losers.
Loser.
That's going to be a 3-1. And a kill.
Where was the kill?
Up top. He just got chased down.
Okay. Well, a good start for FlyToMoon yet again here. What is NIP's guild? Why are they CIP instead of NIP? Are you able to look at their profiles and tell me?
I'm going to guess it's Charlie in pajamas. Oh, it's chickens in pajamas. Damn. So close.
You were right there, man.
I was almost there. I actually knew that they had the chicken logos I saw yesterday. So it's like their chicken fighters guild.
I see. Homage to the chickens. Got it. So we will get to see the offlane Quap in the hands of General this game. I think in the games we've seen her picked, mostly been support, actually. But just fine in the position 3 role.
I think it's mostly offlane, isn't it? I feel like this is what we've seen the most.
So, we've talked about it a lot, but have we actually seen that many 3 Quaps? I'm thinking,
yeah,
I
think that's been like the most.
Era played support. That's the one that stands out to me the most. She's been banned more often than not.
That is true. Yeah, maybe it is more even than I'm letting on. I guess maybe it's just most of the replays I've been watching was universally position 3. Just like the Necro into Greaves.
Totally standard. It's in the context of our sample size.
Yeah, you are right. We definitely did. I kind of forgot about the air game.
I've been paying attention.
Obviously. That much is clear. It's good someone is.
Well, so far this bottom lane seems pretty okay for the Spectre. It's kind of a solo Saberlight at the moment. Era has just been cruising around on the Earthshaker. Hasn't really had much presence in the lane. Took a decay and then got the hell out of there.
Yeah, you can't really contest. Meanwhile, mid, it's just pretty much completely even. Not going to be very exciting lane, so don't expect too much discussion on this topic.
They've both got a sword and a shield, so everything I've learned from Path of Exile means defensive. General, TP out. Ooh, that Inkswell was close.
Guy doesn't have a shield.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He doesn't. It's just a one-handed sword.
Yeah.
What does he do with his other hand? Why doesn't he hold anything?
Well, doesn't he usually have like a gun with a lot of cosmetics?
Oh, I don't know. Now, I'm curious. I kind of just, in my head, I always pictured him with a shield, but you're right. He doesn't have one.
He's a pirate, dude. Pirates don't... Well, he's an admiral, but, you know, pirates... Sailors don't have time for shields.
That's true. Pirates were all offense, very little defense, so that is fitting. Kunkka's so badass, he's got a two-handed weapon that he uses as a one-hander.
Era's going in for this courier. Oh, no, and now he's up over the skill. Always want to fly.
Block out here. This could be a kill on the Undying. Nice stun, and there you go. Earthshaker with the backstab.
Nice hero.
That was beautiful. That was just a good movement from Era.
I thought maybe the Soul Rip would help because of the Eidolons. Still not enough to play that aggressive. How's Charlie starting, though? He's doing fine on the Ricky. A little bit of harass coming up from General. Now, this is a daggerless Queen of Pain because he's up against the Tricks of the Trade. So doesn't even waste the point.
Yeah, that's a pretty much guaranteed dodge, right?
Yeah, and I noticed because on the first blood, he didn't even have it. And I was like, whoa, okay, he's super serious about just completely dodging it, right? Because, there's a chance you don't get first blood without taking it. Meanwhile, Kunkka, man, getting low here in the mid iceberg.
So some
Get my eyes on this.
Damage trading in the bottom lane, too. All the lanes. Supreme staying high ground. There is a cooldown advantage for the dagger, though.
Oh, Era. Oh, you might cancel the salve. He got the salve.
Okay, that's nice.
That is so frustrating.
Era is not getting much experience with his current movements, but it feels like he's having big impact so far. Sets up the kill bottom, not going to salve, grabs the regen rune now.
Down bottom, boys want to fly. That's
Drops
pretty cool, though. Like, versus the Enigma. Oh, jeez, I'm dying, though. I mean, it was cute, right? Because he ran at him, and then he soul ripped, so with all the Eidolons, so even in the jungle, he gets a bunch of damage, but...
Cute is the word that I would use. Like, that's some cool, like, theory crafting synergy. V2 going to put some more damage into Saberlight. Always want to fly. Salves up on his way in. They're going to find this.
Bam.
Always want to fly. Snipes it with the level 2 soul rip. All right. So no tombstone. Just going for the sustainability.
Closing in on 5 minutes here. Always want to fly is just going to run after Era.
He ain't scared.
Yeah, he's going here in between the two runes. He's like, all right, well, if you fish for me, I'm just going to go for the other rune, right?
Genius. And he's fast. Oh! And Era gets it.
And now Saberlight is not going to come in for the close. I thought he might chase down, but Always Want to Fly is just going to keep running after Era, who's still level 1.5.
Yeah, that's like...
But he'll find time later. He's not going to panic.
It's true. Shaker's doing fine, but you have to keep tabs on this.
They almost had that. So they used the Phantom and then the Inkswell trying to eat out General's right clicks.
So the dagger versus Tricks of the Trade thing, though, I guess it's just not mana efficient because you can still get some guaranteed daggers. In level 1, 16-second cooldown, Tricks is like 21 seconds.
Mid lane.
Kunkka. Destined to fall. Another nice fissure. Era hits level 2.
Well, it's I mean, what are the cooldowns? It's like daggers 12 or 16, 12, 8, and then Tricks is 21, 18, 15. Like, I wouldn't want to try and use a 2-second window,
It's pretty tight. Yeah, that's what.
On level 1, so he would just back off.
Rather just have the burst damage. I mean, it's one of the cool things about Queen of Pain, right? You have flexibility in your skill build like that.
Well, Always Want to Fly has died twice now, but I think the fact that V-Tune's at 43 and 14 makes it completely fine.
Well, it's not been the kind of lane where they can punish the Undying as much as I would think. Like, this is basically a roaming Earthshaker right now. So they've got this 2v1. So Undying is certainly able to pressure in a 2v1. Quap up top, though. Again, a lot of pressure onto General, but Disruption's there. That should save him. Aloha Dance makes it into the trees.
Well, the thing is, if you have a strength support, they can't lane versus Undying, though. Like, even if Earthshaker wanted to, he can't help because you're just hurting the lane by being there with the double decay, right?
Yeah. I guess so. So is that the secret to Undying? You pick it when you know that they've got a melee strength 4 so that he's forced to roam out of the lane, and then you get a 2v1?
That is usually... I mean, it's usually used for a support or a strength offlaner for sure. But if it's a strength 4, it is even better. But I mean, it's a shaker, so it's not the worst case scenario because you can just have such a high impact on other lanes like he has already on Iceberg.
A lot of TPs mid now. General comes in, only level 5. They find Supreme. That is a level 3 Scream. Does have that point in the dagger now. Stun onto Iceberg. Kunkka does have the combo. He is level 6. Gonna drop it. In comes the Haunt. DK might go down here. Inkswell buys him a little bit of time. Still alive. VTune trying to chase him down. Low heroes on NIP.
Oh, that was a risky TP.
And it works out. Great fissure.
Wow, nice.
There was not a disruption there, but without the fissure, I think they would have had enough damage.
Yeah, I think a couple more, like one more stack of poison.
And whoops. General does chase down Seneko. Sorry about that.
General just like, can I have this, please? Thanks.
Well, NIP certainly looking a lot better this game. Again, a little worried about the disparity across the carries. Spectre pretty far ahead of the Riki at this point for only 8 minutes, but Charlie does have an open lane now, so here is room to recover.
Yeah, I can see the next 5 minutes being a bit rough, though. Like, once the ultimate's up here on General, and he has his Necro, and they're just running around with the Kunkka and Haunt. Kind of scary. I always want to fly. Let's see. What does he usually build? Curious if he just starts going right in for the tombstones. That's what I would assume. But I also haven't seen a lot of his Undying games lately.
Spectre has the Necro book now. Gonna start beginning this long quest towards the Radiance. Some invasion into the Ancients, but then a Spectral Dagger can't help you out with.
He's actually been maxing Soul Rip to 7, so we'll see. I mean, the cooldown is sick the way it scales.
Yes, 24 to 6 seconds. I always liked having like a slightly higher Soul Rip relative to Tombstone in the early levels on Undying because you can kind of bait people by putting the Tombstone down and then full heal it.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't work as well in pro games.
Is,
yeah, speaking of the devil, it's poor Undying. It's a 3-on-1. They're going to find him in the trees.
And with him not dropping Tomb, you know there's no way they're committing up top at the same time.
Oh, they find
also
General.
get another.
Wow, they did that without smokescreen too. So just using the Inkswell.
Getting a double kill at the 10-minute mark too.
Iceberg
3 of the
blocked out.
bounties, I believe.
Couple of skirmishes now. Seneko going to be initiated on up top and then back mid. Iceberg might be going down here. Boat does come through. That'll be enough to save him. And back up top, they do grab that kill on Seneko, set up by Aloha Dance. So ends up pretty beneficial for NIP across the board, but big win for that Kunkka to survive.
The units are going to be piling up pretty fast in this game, guys. We got the Necro complete on the Spectre, nearly complete on the Queen of Pain, and nearly complete on the Enigma.
And we've got a Tombstone on top of that. So it is
there you go.
going to be madness in these team fights. Not to mention Shadow Demon Illusions also in the fray. Kunkka going to be going Vessel. Nothing surprising there.
Yeah, good game versus the DK. Supreme considering the early Silver Edge to help deal with the Spectre.
Interesting. Well, DK doesn't mind going Shadowblade first item. I think we've talked a lot about the merits of Silver Edge versus other items.
It's just like, I mean, Silver Edge is, Break in general is just so insanely good versus Spectre. It definitely seems like an underrated counter to the hero. I feel like I don't see it enough. Like, she loses 22% of her HP. Like her life force is just gone by 22%.
Yeah, removes her damage, a lot of her damage output and survivability. It's twofold.
Yeah, that's not even counting how much damage she gets from dispersion.
General initiated on. Riki trying to follow up. Instead, they're going to go on to the Kunkka. It's kind of a split engagement. They also kill the Undying off to the side, but Supreme is pushing back most of FTM.
Yeah, Supreme knew he couldn't get in range for the Inkswell to pop onto the other target, so he's just like, all right, I'll just at least disrupt the Kunkka.
FTM not too upset about just losing the Undying.
You don't want to lose his tower, though. He's even... Yeah. I think this is just going to be... quarter duration left in the DK form. All right, Iceberg's back full HP after the TP, so it's a battle of the Kunkka versus the Black Hole here. And everybody just goes in.
Spectre and Quap are not here. Iceberg does get off the boat. Stun onto Saberlight. Now banished into the Nether Realm. They do still get Iceberg. Rotation from General. Spectre still just farming up top. Now the Shadow Demon goes down.
That's the Ricky fight you need, though.
That's a
Getting involved early.
2 for 1 now. Okay, decent quap. Bolt gets Era.
I think we're still on cooldown, too.
So this Ricky build on Charlie. Oh, they're going to find Always Want to Fly again. It's Undying in some trouble. Does pop the ulti for him, but not really going to deter Ricky. There's the tricks of the trade.
Ooh.
That's a tough one. No point in Smokescreen. Is this really the Ricky build? Like, am I crazy for thinking that just a value point in Smokescreen is kind of worth it in the early
the thing
levels?
is, it doesn't have a slow anymore.
Well, it doesn't have a slow, but like for Queen of Pain, right? If you can jump on her, drop the Smokescreen, you just need enough time to get your ink swell. You know, like could they have maybe found a kill or two on Queen of Pain in some of those close calls if they just had even 1 second of silence from the Smokescreen?
The thing I would say is that you just look at how the other 2 abilities scale, though. Like the scaling's so good.
Yeah.
5 second less charge restore time on Blink Strike is insane.
Blink Strike, I get. It's just like, is that 3rd point in Tricks of the Trade better than the 1st point in Smokescreen? Maybe that's
that's what they've been doing.
My direct question.
This is what the Rickies have been up to, though.
Yeah, I'd be curious to hear a more expanded explanation on that. Because AoE silence to me is just, even without the slow, it's still pretty damn good. Especially when you have Ink Swell, when you have Malefice, you have Fissure, like you have all these ways to keep them in the silence.
Yeah.
Even the Stroke of Fate. I mean, that's a pretty beefy slow. Mid lane, they go in onto Supreme. Even a Tombstone drop for this. I don't know that they have the damage, though. That DK is just too tanky. And now Soulbind comes out the other way. FTM. This is a rough fight. They still want to go in onto Supreme. V2 actually comes in, but a huge dunk on the back line. They'll get Iceberg. Supreme is still alive. Finally goes down. That's a 1 for 1, but now Always Want to Fly. He gets left behind on the low ground, and it will be another fight favoring NIP. Now the Spectre under assault. V-Tune all alone. His teammates trying to come back in to help him out. There is an ultimate from Quap, and there it is. Connects on 2. General gets Saberlight. The Ricky down low. He's going to come back in to try to turn on General. This could cost Charlie. Era's here. It is not good for NIP. They've got 4 down, and Era on the run. Low HP. Spectre should be able to finish him off with the help of Aloha Dance, and the dagger will find him. After all that, 3 for 5, 2 for 5. We got some heroes respawning now. Let's take a look at the recap. It is a 3 for 5 and a big win for FTM.
Oh, they're trying to push this in because they know they don't want to get to the point where the Spectre starts becoming an issue. But not really getting the clean jumps in these fights. I thought the Soulbind looked like a good start, but just a little bit too far to like kind of reach to chase after, and then losing the DK so early. Obviously going to make that quite a bit harder there. But Soulbind into double max Malefice. 2 heroes just can't do anything.
Queen of Pain, the real hero. That fight, though. General did the most damage. A beautiful ultimate on 2 to try to save the Spectre as well. That's like your perfect Sonic Wave right there, where you're using the damage to set up kills, but you're also using that knockback to save your carry. You know, I don't think you want to think of this spell as just a damage dealer anymore. The 350 knockback is a very useful utility, as demonstrated right there.
Yeah, especially against certain heroes that like their whole point is like stick and stay. You think of like Ursa and Sven and everything.
Yeah.
Ricky not as impacted by it because as you saw, he can just like blink right back and hop back on the Queen of Pain. But there's your double stack up here again. The Ink Swell after the Dragon Tail.
When they get the combo, NIP have some pretty serious stun lock. That's for sure. Now this game gets a lot more interesting. Again, Spectre reclaims the seat on top of the net worth. It is still a small lead for NIP, but not much. And Radiance now getting dangerously close for V-Tune. Just a recipe away.
Necro 3 done as well for the Queen of Pain, though.
Interesting. He leveled it up, huh? That's kind of cool.
Yeah, not going straight for the Greaves.
Not even second item Greaves. He wants a Force Staff next.
It is a Ricky, right? So that's probably the main reason, I would assume.
Yeah.
Wants that vision.
Force Staff is pretty good versus Smoke Cloud. And Rick is coming out with a Diffusal right now, I believe. So this is the big power spike for Charlie, and he'll find it Not a big window before the Radiance to try to make.
They're actually really close to Era's Blink Dagger too, but they have Saber Lights, so they can just play off of that instead.
All three of the cores pretty equally farmed on NIP. The Enigma a bit more so.
I'm going to guess that Dota Plus is going to say 62% in favor of FlyToMoon. All right, never mind. It's broken. It's 100% in favor of NIP.
Oh,
yeah, the
man.
coordinator is dead.
You mean you got to coordinate with the robots to give us a win percentage?
All right, well, I will be your Dota Plus, guys. There you go. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what it's thinking.
Do we need a text overlay here? Just keep changing the percentages?
Yeah.
That's another 10% for NIP.
I got it, guys. Don't worry.
Is this going to be like Harry Potter? 10 points for NIP.
That was a sham, dude. He was playing favorites real hard.
Yeah.
I got to say.
Yeah, there needed to be some sort of a system. They needed some checks and
An
balances.
oversight committee, all right?
Is it the first movie at the end?
Eternal affairs.
That look on Malfoy's face, and he's just like, and that's going to be an extra 40 points. And they're doing the math, and they're like, Gryffindor wins by 1? Dumbledore, you motherfucker, man.
That was not fair. Say what you want about the ethics of Slytherin. I don't know if anyone deserves that.
Yeah.
That's like just coming to the Stanley Cup final and handing a hat trick over to old buddy pal Sidney Crosby because he's Canada's golden boy. Like, oh, Crosby, the golden goal here. Have more in this unrelated thing.
Does
Just
hockey
'cause he saved the world?
Does
doesn't
hockey
mean-
have the equivalent of like PKs in soccer, or like let's say you're on a breakaway and somebody just
Yeah.
takes your leg?
Shootouts. Sorry, yeah, we have a penalty shot. It's the same thing.
So what? I don't know if I've ever actually seen that. What triggers it?
What? Oh, penalty shots are the best. If you're on a breakaway and some guy like dives and trips you, if it's like, if they commit a penalty when you're on a breakaway.
Same
like
concept as soccer, where it feels like it would have been almost a free goal or a high chance at a goal.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
then-
then a penalty shot is the puck sticks to center ice, and then you have to.
You get a 1v1 with the goalie. You get like the
Yeah, you're just 1v1 with the goalie.
simulated
But
breakaway.
The puck can never move backwards.
It
while
doesn't.
you're on
It
your
must
little
not
breakaway.
happen that often. Like I feel like when I watch like World Cup, you see PKs somewhat regularly. And hockey, I don't watch that much.
It's not that often, but they're not uncommon.
But okay.
Like if you watched a week's worth of hockey across like all of the NHL or whatever, you'd see a couple.
Is it
It's not
only
like,
breakaways? Is that what? Because it seems a little harder to identify in hockey. Like in soccer,
Yeah.
there are some pretty clear moments of like, okay, this guy is just like
It's
he is
easy
going to
identify.
score. Really?
It's
Okay.
there's not really an argument usually when it happens. It's like, yeah, okay.
I
It's
see.
like everyone kind of knows.
It's that breakaway effect. Oh no! All the defenders fell over. The hockey breakaway.
I miss hockey, I'm not gonna lie. But
That-
unfortunately, they don't have the benefits of the esports world of just being able to do all the things on the computer. So maybe they shouldn't be irresponsible and rehold games and stuff.
Basketball's coming back. When are they going to make like an NHL 2K where you get to play as just one character? I want
Well,
NBA 2K for hockey.
You can do that in the NHL games. They're just not available for PC or Nintendo Switch, so I don't play them.
Well, but I mean, is it calibrated for that? Like, I feel like NBA 2K is calibrated for the 5-man teams. The NHL.
Yeah, they have.
That
they
sounds
did
like
it,
just a
like
setting.
way back.
Okay.
I know you can like fully play it. Back in the day.
I guess last time we talked about this, I think our big wall was how do you make the goalie happy? Like, how does
Well,
the
you
person?
play as the goalie.
Yeah, but how do you make the mechanics to make it actually like
Yeah, it's not that great.
a role? Like how do you do the mechanics of goalie versus like a center that's like shooting to make it balanced? I don't know.
They used to do it actually in the olden versions, but alas, we're back. Pause is over. There goes your playground. I'm gonna hide it away. As the Radiance is complete, the Haunt is ready. They're smoked up.
Uh-oh.
They're coming in.
Supreme, no! He's lost his positioning post-pause, and they found him. The dragon will get caught, and there's actually another chase going on. V2 goes deep. He says, all right, you guys got the dragon. I'm going for the rest of the team. And there is follow-up from General. This works out. They get Supreme. They get Seneko and Era. Now the black hole from Saberlight, though, does turn onto General. They end up getting a Queen of Pain for their troubles, but a big fight for FTM. A very solid reveal of that Radiance.
V2 with the battle pass levels, though. Jeez, look at this thing. He is shiny. Are you seeing this?
There are 2 level 1500 battle passes on FTM.
Well, buddy, it shows. My God. I feel like I'm playing Call of Duty or Battlefield or something with the bloom effect in full.
Yeah,
I
what the
can't
hell
see
is
anything.
that? He's got...
It says Radiance.
That's the
what's
Radiance
doing
graphic?
It. Yeah,
It makes those big circles?
I guess so. I'm not this rich.
That's pretty cool. You have to hang out with OD Pixel a little more. I think he's got this cosmetic.
I don't know. This one's really high. I don't even know if Owen has this one. Owen's at like 1500 or something, or 14 something.
So I think he's at 1570 here on VTune.
Whew. It's a big old Radiance. But yeah, nice fight win for them. This is kind of that moment. This is why we saw NIP playing so aggressive 5 minutes previous, because they knew this is coming, right? The smokes with the haunts, and it's so hard to fight. The vision from Haunt in combination with Kunkka is so good. I mean, you look at the range of X, and it's just, you can be high behind a tree or something. He's gonna
Dunk! Era actually taking more damage than the Spectre. That's a defensive disruption. Spectre lives. They turn onto Era. NIP. Oh, no. This is disaster territory. VTune still barely alive, but Tricks of the Trade will finish him off. It's a 1-for-2 trade so far. Now they've found the Ricky. He's been somewhat isolated. That tombstone's down, and all of these zombies are stacking up. That's 4 dead now on NIP. Saberlight, the lone survivor. A bold TP, Cotton. It will be punished, as will Ricky's Courier. General says, oh, yeah, buddy, that's free money. We're not letting that one out. A 1-for-5 plus a Courier. FTM have done it again. They've somehow made this Undying look playable.
that was pretty painful. Spectre does so much damage when you chain stun like that.
I felt
as
bad
you said,
for Era watching.
Yeah, that's actually what did it all to him. He might have to buy like a hood or a cloak or something to just reduce it.
5K net worth now. This has been the trend that we've seen, where if you're playing Spectre and the game's relatively even before the Radiance, you get your Radiance, and if that first team fight when you haunt with it goes well, it's like the rest of the game is just status quo. All right, guys, now we can just play from ahead and not make any mistakes, and this will be an easy game. Like, we've seen this pattern a number of times now. It's all about that first fight with the Spectre, and now that VTune's how much up on the Ricky? Like 3.5K net worth? Yeah, easy.
Yeah, Charlie's going to try and get his BKB. Supreme is stopping off for a BKB too before completing up the Silver Edge. It's still going to be tough. And again, they're just running at them, right? They're smoked up. They have the haunt.
They know. They've got the power
see
spike
Charlie.
right now.
Charlie should get out of here in time. Looks like they have a pretty good read on what's going on. Oh, have I spoken too soon, though?
I might find Seneko.
He'll tank it.
TP out, not going to work.
Did you see that cast range with the Aether?
I did.
On that disruption? Jeez.
Pretty good. Yeah, that plus 75 cast range at level 10 is a pretty dinky talent, but yeah, 250 on that Aether lens. I guess you want all the cast range you can get, but 12 int feels actually a little bit better. 75 ain't much.
Always cast range. Yeah, but it just adds up. You know, you get the keen optics, suddenly it's 150.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm more remarking on just that general talent nerf. This is one of those ones to me that's just like, yeah, 100 doesn't feel that bad. It's like,
yeah.
How low are we going to go here, boys?
Well, remember when talents first dropped, I'm pretty sure Shadow Demon had by far the worst, and it wasn't even close at level 10. It was like 8 strength or 6 inters. I just remember it was really bad. Like, it was horrifically dinky.
There were a couple that were almost comical relative to other heroes. Like, Tusk, how about a 40% XP talent? Like,
yeah.
What?
Oh, that's not good. How about GPM instead? Ah, man, I knew GPM would die one day. I knew they couldn't stay around.
Yeah.
GPM talents.
I actually
talents.
I really like
timer talents.
I like that they brought GPM back in the Philosopher's Stone, though. I always said, like, there needs to be some little mechanic around GPM. I don't want it completely blanket gone. And Phil Stone has felt like a good balance. We don't see it every game, but when you get it, it's a real feel-good, hell yeah, free money. V2. Speaking of free money, Black Hole. Can they kill this Spectre before his friends get here? I'm going to go with a big yes on that one. Nice kill for NIP. Much needed.
I kind of hesitated for a second, like, wait, is he actually alone?
I think they thought they had a moment where, is this bait?
Yeah, like, can
are
this
we about
actually
to
be the
get
Spectre?
five-man Sonic waved here with a boat flying in? But I mean, that's the dream, right? It's obvious FlyToMoon want to start these fights in the 4+1, then Spectre haunts in. If you can gank the Spectre pre-haunt, that completely shatters the game plan. So a very good movement. But
yeah, but they're going to try and pick a fight right when she's respawning.
Exactly. Unfortunately for NIP, they're going to need to do that multiple times here. But it does buy Ricky some time towards that BKB for the next fight, so that is certainly good news for NIP. Here's the initiation, though, in onto Era. It's going to be General to start it, and Iceberg's there with a follow-up. They will find him.
Such a helpless, slow burn. Get blinked on by Queen, and she just stands back while the minions run at you.
Now, BKB on DK. The Ricky's not far off. This is going to be a power spike for NIP now. Maybe they could do well in this next fight. Oh, Saberlight. Nice blink. Where is he? There he is. Found him, but no interrupt. And Enigma
25 damage over the 350 health.
is also close to his BKB.
Yeah, we talked about how it was really only the Abyssal that can do anything about that too, but V-Tune is finishing up the Manta and then going straight for it.
Yep. All right, so what's our win percentage right now?
74% FlyToMoon, maybe higher, maybe like 81% FlyToMoon.
Yeah, I concur. I was going to say 75.
Feels very hard to get back in this game as NIP right now. It's doable, but it's completely reliant on big black holes and big echo slams, right?
Yes. Somewhat reliant on finding more of those rotations where they can pick off this Spectre. Because that's what's really scary. The way Ricky works compared to the Radiant Spectre, you know Spectre's farming faster. So even if you have even map, things feel like we're holding status quo, it is going to be a larger gap between the two carries. And that presents an issue for NIP. These BKBs will help. But what's
BKBs
next?
are actually going to be really good because of the Torrent Storm, too. This is an item I've seen picked up a lot on Kunkkas lately. I was a little doubtful at first of it, but it's growing on me for sure. I think it's really good versus lurker heroes like Earthshaker and Enigma that don't want to BKB until they're like jumping in, and you can't predict the Torrent Storm, right? So you'll often see these Enigmas and Shakers just get caught up. I mean, they're lurking right now. This is what they want to do.
Oh.
Queen of Pain's an okay pick. They can do this with one ulti. Oh, they don't want to ult though.
She's got
see that?
4-staff mech though. There's the silence. Aloha Dance makes it out. Ricky now banished. Kind of an awkward setup here, but FTM could still take this fight. BKBs get popped. They lose the tombstone. FTM just looking to reset. It's a great Shadow Demon ult on the DK to slow him down. Charlie, a second left of magic immunity. They might get this Undying. Spectre still holding the haunt. There it is as the Soulbind comes down. Black Hole connects on the Queen of Pain. They're trying to kill Saberlight, but they can't quite do it. Follow-up dunk might get the kill on Iceberg. It's a pretty good fight for NIP, but now they're running out of gas. The Torrent Storm comes out, and they are getting cleaned up. Supreme, Saberlight, Seneko down. Charlie about to follow suit. He's been dusted, and they get wiped up. Era comes back in to try to finish off Iceberg, but it's going to cost him his life. He does not find this kill. It's another 5-man wipe. Little messy for FlyToMoon. They used at least one buyback there, but it works out well. The BKBs weren't enough, Trenty.
No, they most certainly weren't. That was very good positioning the whole way through from FlyToMoon. Just for being set up at the tower, 'cause they didn't want to just try and dunk the Queen. She was standing in a creep wave, and they still didn't jump and echo her because the Shadow Demon's right there. So if he doesn't get chain stun too, then he's going to disrupt the Queen of Pain, and then we've wasted our ulti. And even if we manage to like burn down the Queen of Pain, using the Echo Slam for just her, and then still getting haunted on and engaging into a bad fight can be a big problem for them. So I like the way they chased out, but maybe it was just a bit too far. They kind of got like dragged into the trap of FlyToMoon there.
Now things looking a little bleak for NIP. That was a big fight where they needed to reclaim some momentum, and now like that's your 3 10-second BKBs. So Dragon Knight going for the break now. Ricky wants a nullifier. And Enigma says, I think I just want a neon disc. I just want to live, friends. Speaking of living, Charlie.
He's got the invincibility rune going on here with his haste, but yeah, no cares.
I mean, that's a win in and of itself. That's a 9-second Ricky BKB purely defensively. Now, what do you think about Nullifier here? Because I know this item has been changed a bit. Why Nullifier this game? It basically is like the Shadow Demon ult in an item, right? Is that now where it's closer? Chain purges?
Well, it doesn't. Yeah, and it doesn't break, though, unlike, Shadow Demon.
It doesn't break, and it no longer prevents you from using items, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have a mute on it, so.
So why is it good here? That's my my real question.
I'm not sure. I mean, the ghost ship can't dispel. It's 80 damage, 8 armor. Like, the stats are definitely very good.
Well, okay,
and
so
the constant slow to keep them inside the smoke cloud is good in general. Like, I guess think of it more of like in combination, I guess, with the other abilities to try and bring down the Spectre.
So why is it better than Basher? Is that maybe a better way to frame it? Isn't that one of the go-tos on Ricky now once you've got BKB Diffusal?
It's like...
It's also just so expensive.
It's a higher tier, but it's more expensive. Yeah, I mean,
like, is he gonna get it in the next 2 team fights? Is sort of what I'm worried about. Basher, he could definitely build that. Fight gonna break out as they jump in onto the Queen of Pain, but Force Staff, defensive disruption, a lot of chaos here. It'll spread out as they start to focus in onto Charlie. That's the big target. BKB gets used, but Sonic Wave catches too. General, the picture-perfect ult. Another good black hole from Saberlight, but there's just no follow-up. His mates are dead. They get the position 5. Technically a dieback there on the Midnight Pulse. He spider legs on up to the high ground. Does TP home. But Era also falls, and the end of that fight will be a 1-for-4. NIP, the aggressors, starting that whole thing.
Yeah, parts of it look so good, and then kind of falls apart, and now Spectre just gets sent back home, TPs, and recalled. Takes a salve, too, just to make sure she's fully hit up there. And I mean, to answer your question more, I think it's like, if they don't have BKBs, it makes a lot of sense, right? Like, they have 3 cores that aren't buying BKB right now, so naturally, then the Nullifier is going to be better. But I also agree with the fact that, like, he's just not going to get this game anyway.
Even the price tag factored in, I'm not necessarily convinced it's better than, like, an Abyssal Blade.
I think it is better when there's no BKBs. I'll say that.
I mean, Spectre
in combination with Smoke Cloud, right?
Pretty quickly buy one, though. That's the other problem. Kunkka initiated on here, but the Spectre's still quite healthy. Remember, has Aegis. So they keep the Kunkka alive. Now they're going to be forced to turn their focus onto the Spectre, I think. The Torrent Storm comes out. Iceberg in some trouble as he gets chased down. The Soulbind also locking down General. It feels like 2 fights at once here. They're desperately trying to get to the back line. Spectre, though, going unchecked. Now coming back in to finish off Seneko. Charlie does grab the Queen of Pain, but there's no BKBs left. Ricky trying to get out. Era now slowed down. That Archer going to work as V-Tune will chase him down and secure a triple kill. Honestly, a pretty good fight for NIP, all things considered. But now they might just lose Barracks. I mean, there's still an Aegis.
Yeah, they came out ahead in terms of the XP and the gold, but that was 840 gold and 2,000 experience for a Spectre. Closing in on level 25.
It's like if they had just gotten those quick kills, could have been okay for NIP, but the Kunkka survived so long that it was plenty of space for V-Tune to put on that equal but opposite pressure for the NIP backline. Now they're going to chase out. Again, not opting to initiate on the Spectre. They want to kill his friends. Aloha Dance now, dusted up. Going to be left behind, and this will be the end of the Shadow Demon. Even pop up BKB for this.
Is Saberlight dead?
Yes.
Wow. He just died to
like
Tombstone
stunned.
Soulcatcher and ulti.
Wow. Well, that makes that kill on Shadow Demon pretty worth for FlyToMoon. I mean, he didn't want to die there, but making the best out of a scrappy scenario.
Those Ricky illusions were doing a ton of damage. Jeez. Like an insane amount of damage. Like 200 each.
Well, there you go. Finally getting some tier 3 items. And up to the tier 2 we go.
FlyToMoon are just
They look a little bit on another level.
Working them today
right
here,
now.
bud.
Yeah, they just feel a step ahead in every fight. It's one of these, every step forward for NIP ends up being a step backwards. Greaves out on Quap now. And the Abyssal very close for Spectre. Never mind, he's got it. And an Assault Cuirass for Kunkka.
I was not considering those Shadow Demon illusions when it comes to like versus the Riki. That's kind of cool. They do so much. All right, here we go though. The Silver Edge.
Big.
Unfortunately, the Aghanims is also almost done for Aloha Dance, which is gonna be really painful.
Wow. 500 gold.
Oh, now we're talking though. The Dark Portrait. I wasn't expecting to see this one before the game ended. All right, so Spectre, quite a bit of plus damage though with the Radiance and the Abyssal build, but still having that copy is gonna be really nice.
I mean, this is big. Dark Portrait and Break. You've got some fancy new tools.
Well, no
up from
pressure,
FTM.
Saberlight. You just need to hit these amazing black holes again. Like, they have been good. Unfortunately, they're when the fight's ending, when they're kind of relaxing a little bit. Supreme, oh no!
Supreme. That's going to be a BKB TP. And cancels the TP. Now just going to walk back. Meanwhile, the real fight, Saberlight low, does ult, but dies immediately after. Does have a buyback, but not the way they wanted to start this fight. No DK, BKB. And not only with the Enigma dead, but no black hole or refresher. So even if he buys back, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, they know he's not going to be very frightening.
Tier 3 goes down.
Era has
P-tune.
the Echo.
Front line here.
They have the break in another 12. They could go for a play, right? There's no Aegis or anything.
Dude, he dies so fast. Supreme's down already. Charlie in the back line trying to get Aloha Dance, but the Torrent Storm flies, and now the Riki's going to be completely isolated. He does pop the BKB, but gets bashed as he comes out, and Riki just flops over. Enigma did buy back. Not sure how impactful that's going to be, as now the Aghanims gets delivered onto the Shadow Demon. Mid lane of Barracks Fall. No buyback on the DK either. Short gold. That is brutal. Couldn't even use the break. Spectre jumps in again, finds Saberlight. Big dunk on the back from Era. They do get always want to fly rather. Buybacks on both sides. Era will burn his, as will always want to fly. Now Riki, that's the dieback. They just have no answer for this Spectre. Gets the bashes onto Seneko. I think we're moments from a GG here. NIP just out of resources.
Another game where they had a plan that is playable. Like, you can see how it can work if they hit that timing, but once again, they missed their timing. They didn't have a good enough lead out of the laning stage. Again, the carry ended up just being too farmed for them. B-Tune in both games playing incredible. And got to give credit to his supports and just everyone else on the team in terms of making that early game space, because both times, these look like games where you would be such a happy carry player. Like, I don't think he'd do anything particularly amazing in the first 20 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
His teammates just played extremely well around him and made his life easy so that he can then carry them later.
Well, they find Saberlight. And they also find a throne. GG, well played. 2-0. FlyToMoon take a very convincing series in our opener today.
NIP off to a... You know, they got their good stuff versus Empire after Empire looked pretty strong. And then NIP came in, kind of messed them up after losing. They were like kind of on the bounce back after losing to Liquid, but now getting 2-0'd by FlyToMoon. Another exciting team to look out for in the rest of this group stage, because they're playing pretty hot.
They certainly are. I mean, we kind of thought that about NIP, especially coming into this series, and they looked out of sorts, that's for sure. Let's get ourselves a lower third here. Again, coordinator issues today, folks. So
yeah, sorry.
We've got no score screen. We got nothing but our pretty faces and our beautiful words. So no stats to look at into the game.
No,
just,
coordinator's down. Sorry, friends.
That's it. And NIP just got kind of slaughtered there. The BKB fight, I think, was the most painful one. They had 3 10-second BKBs on all their cores come out within like 3 minutes of each other. They smoke up. This is our time, boys. And then they take like a 2-for-5 fight. That was the moment I felt like, okay, I don't know how you turn this around now. That was your turnaround opportunity. Sorry, fellas.
Yeah, that was a rough one to watch. Hopefully, our next games will be a little bit more exciting.
Yeah.
As we have Nigma versus Team Unique. Is that right?
I believe so. Let's glance at our schedule. Yes, Enigma versus Team Unique. And
That's pretty good.
We'll see if this one starts early. The games are supposed to be play after. Enigma was in the second heat yesterday, and they did show up late and wanted to play right at the official start time, which is 55 minutes from now. That was the original,
well, let's hope that doesn't happen again.
Estimated time. So I only bring it up because it happened yesterday, and Enigma seemed more than happy to take the reserve time penalty. So,
yeah,